Los Angeles Chargers 30, Chicago Bears 13. Tyson Bagent handed his first loss as a starter in the NFL. Chargers cover by a lot. They moved to 3-4. Justin Herbert finishes 31 of 40 for 298, 3 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Game opens up with a Bagent bomb.
Yeah. Chris just started chuckling. Look at this guy. Yeah. D2.
They kind of screwed him on that play as well.
Mooney. And Mooney was never touched down. Yeah.
Why did they didn't even blow the whistle until like after everyone had kind of stopped playing anyway?
Even Terry's like, we didn't even know where the whistle came from.
Because they replayed it, and a whistle did come in, but it was like really late after. Like the whistle came when the player that we don't mention had hold of him, right? Not like before that when everybody kind of was like, is the play over? What's going on here? Bizarre play where at minimum they got hosed out of quite a lot of yards after the catch, and at worst they got screwed out of a touchdown.
They did. And so they didn't get on the board there. They got stopped. I think it was sack, knocking them out of field goal range on that drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chargers get on the board with a 39-yard screen pass to Eckler.
Yeah.
And I was, half watching. When I said screen pass, I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was a screen. I saw him run through the defense. That's why.
I see.
That play is what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Chargers got up 17-0. Bears tried to get back into it, 17-7 just before the half. But the Chargers really came back just before the half, scored another touchdown, get up 24-7, and that was the rest is history.
Semi Fehoko.
Yeah, Fehoko in there,
mm-hmm.
stealing some Quentin Johnston snaps.
Yep. But we did start to see some Quentin Johnston plays.
Yeah, he was dynamic after the catch.
5 catches, 50 yards, 4 first downs.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's obviously huge for the Chargers. We always talk about receivers, all players developing at different rates. Jordan Addison, who I was raving about earlier in the nuances to his game, I don't think Quentin Johnston has that, but Chris was pointing out the usual college offense-y type stuff where you're only lined up on one side and you have to learn how to run routes properly and everything. Quentin Johnston was always going to kind of struggle with some of those things, but if you play to his strengths, can create after the catch, can maybe get behind the defense a few times. It's going to be important here for the Chargers.
Yeah, I sort of knew that passively in my brain, but it wasn't until Chris said it on the broadcast last night that I was like, oh yeah, he really did only play like left wide receiver the entire time.
But so did DK Metcalf, right?
Yeah.
Like guys have overcome this before.
Right. I'm not saying
guys
that's a crippling thing.
Like Corey Coleman never overcame, not just the sightedness, but the,
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a crippling flaw or anything, but it hadn't really registered with me until he pointed it out that, he really did only line up in the one spot the entire time for TCU. And even then, it's not like he ran the most diverse route tree in the world. He probably does have quite a lot to learn relative to some of these other guys.
So Chargers moved to 3-4 with this win. Whatever. They should be more competitive. Chargers. They're just the Chargers.
The best Joey Bosa game in a while.
Yeah.
He made an impact. Now, he was working against some not great offensive linemen. That'll help. But that's Joey Bosa has been pretty anonymous this season, but that was as impactful as he's been.
Yeah, they need him. They need him a lot. Same thing with the player. Had an interception, making plays. We were wondering about him in the preview show.
Mm-hmm.
Where the heck is he? The Tyson Bagent talk. It's a lot of talk.
Yeah.
Impressed for a D2 player.
Yeah.
I think he's shown he could be a backup. I think he's shown he runs an offense. He does all the things you describe of a backup, right?
He also could have a future starting, but it's like getting there is a problem. He's making too many mistakes at the moment, which you would expect from, any rookie, let alone a rookie D2 guy. But it's like, what is his pathway to work through that to be given the chance to start? It's probably not going to happen, right? Either Fields comes back in the next couple of weeks and he doesn't get the chance, or simply the Bears are not going to give him the runway to make that happen. What is his, let's say the pathway to him being good is like a Josh Allen 2-year development step-by-step process.
Yeah, nobody's going out of their way.
Right. Nobody's going to commit to him for that length of time to see that come to fruition, if indeed it ever does happen. So you'll never find out. His only shot of that happening is to stick on the roster as a primary backup for long enough that he gets another shot in, 2 years' time, and he's been able to achieve that from the bench, hopefully, in which case he might have a shot. But he has impressed for, given where he's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's. Yeah, I don't think the Bears are going to choose Bagent over Justin Fields. The only decision is what Chris and Tirico broke into in the fourth quarter, which was the debate about do the Bears draft somebody versus choosing Justin Fields.
Right.
Is it Fields plus 2 elite players? That debate will happen at the end of the year for the Bears. They're 2-6 right now. No longer picking number 1 overall because the Cardinals have that spot, as we said earlier on the show.
Where are they? 2-6 could also be their draft position. Where are they in the draft?
Oh, they're 2-6 record. They're probably 2-3.
They are.
Panthers definitely have 2.
2-3.
Yeah. So it could be, I mean, those are fun balance sheet questions. Justin Fields plus Marvin Harrison and Olu Fashanu.
I mean, I think unless Fields improves markedly in the second half of the season, they're taking a quarterback.
Drake May, Marvin Harrison.